What's going on, you guys? Welcome back. If you're new, my name's Pat. I'm a full-time reseller. Today's gonna be a little different. I got a clothing haul to show you guys, plus I want to show you guys my new photo setup. I switched to a flat lay. In my office here is a little tight, so I made my own stand and show you guys what I did. Also, this really helps with eBay's white background feature that I know is on iOS. I'm not sure if it's on Android yet. But yesterday was a pretty good day to thrift. Found 48 items. I spent a total of $149.82. Found 41 shirts, a pair of pants, 3 ties, 2 shoes, and 1 vintage game. And that's actually my favorite one, so we're probably going to start with that. So behind the counter was this Home Alone 2, brand new in the package, little LCD handheld game. Had a price of 99 cents, which actually I paid 60% of that because yesterday was 40% off, so I only paid 60 cents. And what I thought was cool is it had the original store tag there. It was $19.99. And the last one I saw sold like this was this one here. It was Home Alone 1, and it sold for what, $125 there plus shipping. So I'm probably gonna ask a little more for this since it's that rare. I might put it up to $150, maybe even higher with the best offer, and see what happens. But this was an awesome find. And actually I'll show you how to get marker off of. Now I know this stuff's like gold now. On hard plastic like this, I just put a very little bit of hand sanitizer, and literally just it wipes right off. So shoes cost me $5 each. And I found both pairs at the same Goodwill. It's a pair of Allen Edmonds. It's a loafer shoe with a tassel. They're in really great shape. I mean, the soles are pretty decent. One thing you want to do when you're looking for shoes, especially dress shoes, is bend them if there's a soft spot or it'll crack. And the last thing you want to do is buy a shoe, send it to a customer, and right when they put it on, it breaks. So give it the bend test. I have a little bit of shoe polish that I might try to make these look a little better, see if I can't get more money. Comps for these were anywhere from like 50 to 150. Next, this was something a little different. These are Meslon. It's a huge size, 15. They're genuine crocodiles. When I flipped it over to see the bottom, it has this little tag. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it. Different styles were going for different amounts of money. I couldn't find this exact model, but from the looks of it, I'm probably gonna ask like 200, maybe even more, with the best offer. This will probably sit around for a while, but for $5, I don't mind waiting to eventually maybe get 100, 150, 200 bucks out of them. This was another one I did the bend test with to make sure that it didn't crack or break. And you could also run your thumb along the bottom to see if there's any real soft spots. And I haven't done it, but with some of the more expensive shoes, you can go to like a cobbler and get them resold and, get more money for them. These shirts cost me $3.57 a piece, and I'm gonna go through them real quick and pull out some of the better ones. So I pulled like 15 shirts I'm gonna show you guys, and I'm gonna start with these two. I found them both together. The brand is Rain Spooner, but Joe Kalowas. There's the tag. Rain Spooner in general is a great brand to find, and I guess it's like a crossover with this guy Joe Kalua, but they're 100% cotton Hawaiian shirts. Next, this was pretty cool. I find a lot of this brand in shirts, but this is the first time I've ever found it in a pair of pants. The brand is Pendleton. There's the tag. It's got a little personalization in here. I'm going to see if there's a way I can get it out, but if I can't, I might just might block it out with a marker. They're in pretty good condition. But Pendleton is a great brand to look out for. It's one of my favorite brands to find. Untuck It. These shirts generally sell for me. This one, I usually stay away from white shirts because they're very easy to get stained and sometimes you won't see them. I really looked this shirt over. There's no stains on this, so it's in really good shape, but it's a smaller size, medium. Next, I found 2 of these actually. The brand is Vineyard Vines. There's the other one. Cinch. Find some of the older brands. This one's a newer style. It's a pearl snap. It's got a funky design on it, pattern, long sleeve. I'll pick up Tommy Hilfiger when it's got like cool designs or all over patterns like this. It's got Hilfiger across the front, a little 5. This might be 15, 20 bucks. This is a brand that I pick up a lot in at Ralph Lauren, and this is a 3XB. The larger sizes definitely sell well for me. I only picked these up in Slim Fit, Armani Exchange. I actually found a bunch of these shirts a couple weeks ago. Roar. This one isn't a pearl snaps, just a regular button front. This next one's cool. Brand is Woolrich. This one's got like lure, cool fishing patterns. There's some fish on it. Vintage Woolrich always sells well. And then here's another one that if you're lucky enough to find, it'll do well. Burberry. What'll also help it sell well is it has the logo on the shirt. And here's another brand that I'll pick up pretty much anything in the PFG, Omni Shade, Columbia. This one was awesome. It had like a all over print. Now I'm going to show you guys my photo setup. In one of my other videos, I showed how I photograph shirts using this mannequin, and I had a backdrop here. So what I did was I made a custom PVC pipe kind of border here that I used these clamps to hold the backdrop on, and then I would use my 2 lights, had them set a little bit farther back, and it was a good setup. I had this photo cube set up on top of this cart that actually rolls, and I would actually move this to over here, use the softbox lights to photograph inside the cube. Now with this new system, I can do everything on this table. So I'm going to set it up and show you guys exactly how I do that. So I basically designed this to hang on the wall and fold down when I was done using it. This also allowed me to save some room in my already otherwise tight office. I originally was planning on building this with a couple legs that came down right here, but from standing here, I knew that was probably a bad idea because I would probably kick it out of the way and it would fall. So in this design, I just framed out the size that I needed. Went to Home Depot and bought this vinyl like paneling. Kind of threw it together kind of fast. I have another plan that I'm working on that'll make it a little bit easier so I don't have to keep going underneath here to set this bar and be able to do everything from up top. So basically I just move my lights over. And I also have a light up here that I added in just for a little extra. I have this pitched at about 15 degrees. It makes it easier when I'm taking photos that I don't have to kind of stretch too far. If this table was completely flat, I would have to kind of raise my arms up a lot farther than. Then the other cool thing is when I'm taking photos of other items that I need the table to be flat, I just drop this down and I'll take what I need to take a photograph of and I'll roll this cart out. Hard to do with one hand. And I'll just roll this cart completely underneath. And that gives me a flat level surface to take photos of. So now I'll just move my lights in a little bit closer. Center my item, and then same thing again. Now sometimes I'll actually turn this light off because it's a little overpowering. Move my lights in a little bit closer, and then that'll be the photo. And it's actually a little bit easier too. My next design that I'm coming up with, this was kind of like the first draft, it's going to be a little more rigid, a little more stable, and I'll be able to take photos of heavier items. Like for some heavier items, I'll use my desk here, and I'll just move my lights, one over there, one over here, and kind of use this as my photo station. But for now, this is working out fairly well. A lot of the items that I do take photos of are smaller. And I like the fact that I can condense this once I'm done. So now we're going to switch over and I'm going to show you exactly how the app works. So you want to open your draft, open your photos, and for my first photo, since I have to kind of go up a little high here, I try to get it as centered as possible. But see where the first thing that pops up is remove background. But what I like to do first is kind of frame it out with the crop feature. This gives me a more all-white background to work with. Then I'll hit the remove background and bam, instant. It's all white. It looks so much better. I mean, even though this is already white, the kind of color from the softbox lights, and since that's not really a pure white, it doesn't really give the best pure white background. But with the app, I mean, it's almost, with the app, it's perfect. So then I'll take some other photos like of other key features and stuff, like the 5 on the front. Then the collar, tag. Those are sometimes a pain because they'll be pinched up like that, and you'll have to mold them. Tommy. Then flip the shirt over. And I'll do the same thing with the white background for the back of the shirt. Get all the wrinkles out, make it look good. Photo there. And, oh, that was a little blurry. I'll take a photo there. And do the same thing. Frame it out. And remove the background. Now sometimes, depending on like some items, there'll be a little shadow up top, so what I'll have to do is zoom in, and you can use these 2 tools here to refine the photo. So one brush will erase it, and one brush, like this brush here, will erase what you need to. And if you ever mess up, you can always just hit the back button and it'll undo what you did. So for instance, so if you do say there was this had left a little bit of a background like that, you can zoom in and use these tools to kind of brush it away. And you can kind of zoom in kind of far. But again, like if you mess up just a little bit here, like how I took some of the shirt out, you can go back to the other tool and just kind of brush over it, and it'll come back. And that's it. Hit apply, hit done. And now with this new setup, I'll only take between 6 and 8, maybe 10 photos, depending on what there is to show on the shirt. Whereas before, I would take all 12 photos and trying to make it quicker. Before, with the mannequin, it would take a little bit longer because I'd have to dress the mannequin, move it to the position that I like. Just don't think it looks as good as flat lay. That'd be it. Just hit done, save for later, and then you can work on your next listing. Then I just fold up the shirt, put it in a poly bag, and put it in the assigned bin. So that's really going to do it for today. I appreciate you guys watching. Please let me know what you think. Please hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next video.